Hello, it's Henry the Computer Guy, and you are most welcome to our second video about Kolibri Studio. And actually, in this video, we are going to be looking at three main items. That is the creation of an exercise on Kolibri Studio, how to install Kolibri Studio onto our computers and we use it offline, and finally we shall see how we can import those channels to our computer and we use Kolibri Studio offline. So remember, in our previous video we looked at how we can create an account and upload the resources to the studio, and finally we uploaded two more videos to the channel. So without wasting time, let's open our browser and we log into our account and we do the exercise. So let's open our browser. Remember, I'm using Google Chrome. I'll come to my browser, then I type Kolibri Studio, then I'll tap on it. I'll give it some time to load, and having loaded, I'm going to be selecting the first option that says Kolibri Studio, that is specifically on learningequality.org. So I'll click on it just like that, and having clicked on it, it will take us to the login page where we have to enter our email. Remember, it was Henry Computer Guy at gmail.com. Then we have the password, which is, you have to remember the password. So we have to click on sign in just like that. So you give it some time as it is opening our account, and finally we have been logged in into our account. As you see, I'm logged in as Henry. So now this was our channel that we created previously. It had two resources, and this was the description, which is this channel will help you learn ICT useful tricks and improve on your skills. So we click on it and see the topics we had there. So we remember we had two topics. That was one for the videos and one for the documents. But remember, in the one for documents, we never uploaded any documents, so we are going to be doing it in this video. So let's first open Tricks for You, which had the videos, and we look at them just like that. These are the two videos we had, whereby one was to restore or recover deleted files using PhotoRec, and another one to create partitions on our removable storage. You can as well click on any and play them if you feel you want. For example, you can play it from here. So having seen what we did last time, we can now come back and upload one document to our topic that had documents. So we can click on it, and finally we select the option that says add. Then we come and look for what we call upload files. And having clicked on upload files, we are going to be selecting the files from our computer, or we can drag them and drop them here, but I'm going to click on select files. Remember, we created our folder onto the desktop that has the videos, the documents, and everything we are going to be using. So I'll select the one that says creating slides. So if you want to learn how to create a presentation or slides, you can as well review the document. After, you click OK and give it some time to load. Finally, it has loaded the content. So we can come and put some basic information here. For example, creating, let's say, a presentation. Let's say a presentation, and we can give a description that in this document, you will learn how to create a presentation, just like that. Then you can as well put a tag. Let's say someone needs to search for that document. They can, let's say, type presentation. Then we can as well add a thumbnail from our folder that was creating slides. It is here, presentation. You click on it and give it some time to load, as well as you adding the other content. The audience language, we can leave it blank because it will use the one that we used in the beginning. It can be viewed by anyone. If at all you wanted to change it, you can as well click on it and change it. Then other options are going to be left the way we set them in the beginning. For example, the author as Henry the Computer Guy, license or rights reserved, copyright holder Henry the Computer Guy. Then finally we can click on finish. So finally, our document has also been uploaded. So when we come back to the ICT useful tricks here, it is showing us the progress that we have 2 resources and 1 resource here. So we have also added another resource to the document. Another thing we are going to work upon is to create an exercise, and we can come back here and click on add, and we come to new exercise, just like that. And having clicked on new exercise, you have to give it a title. Let's say try these questions. Try these questions, just like that. A description, we can say attempt all. Then we can put the tag if we feel we want. We can also come to the assessment options. Let's say mastery criteria. How do you want it to be? Let's say I want it to be, let's say 100% correct. I can put a thumbnail if I feel I want. The audience language, again, anyone, visible to anyone, and other options. We are going to leave them. So after putting everything that you wanted to put, you can as well come to the questions and start typing your questions. For example, exercise has no question, so we can create a new question by clicking onto this option. Then we begin with our question 1. For example, if I wanted to give some 3 questions about a presentation I've uploaded, I can come and begin with my question here. Let's say dash is a single page in a presentation. Dash is a single page in a presentation. Then I can come and put the answer someone has to pick from. Let's say I can put a full stop here. Answer, I'm going to put an answer here. Let's say answer 1 is going to be, let's say, a slide. Let's say a slide. That is the first option. We can put another answer. We can say animation. Let's say we can put another answer. Click on new answer. Let's say transition. Let's say we click another answer. They are supposed to be 4. Then we can say slide. Let's say slide show. So those are the 4 answers we have. So we have to pick the right answer and select it, such that if the other person is attempting it and if they fail, they will be given the right answer. So the right answer is going to be a slide. So I will be selecting the right answer. We come to question 2 and click on new question, just like that. We write another question. Let's say we can say let's say dash is an effect applied to, let's say, as one slide changes to another, as one slide changes to another. Then we can put our answers. For example, if I want to put a new answer, I can say themes. I can say themes. I can come to the new answer, add another answer. Animation. Can come and put another answer. Let's say transition. Let's say come to another answer. Let's say I can say table. So I can pick the right answer, which was, for example, it's supposed to be, let's say, transition. So I can come to another question, just like that. We get the 3rd question. So I can put and say dash is an example. Dash is an example of a presentation. Software. Just like that. I can put my answers. So I can say PowerPoint. Just like that. We can make this one PowerPoint. Then I can come and put a new answer. Spreadsheet. I can come and get another answer. Let's say database. Can put another answer. that is, let's say MS Word. So I can pick the right answer, which is going to be PowerPoint. So after that, I'll have to click the finish button. These are the 3 questions we wanted: a single page, then effect, then example. Those are the 3 questions we wanted. After that, you can click on finish. And finally, our questions have also been done. So we can click on them and look at it. So these are the questions that we are having. Show answers. We can as well be able to show the answers, just like that. I don't want to show the answers. So we can also look through our questions that we have designed. These are some of the questions we can create in Kolibri Studio as an exercise. So having done that, we can as well come and click on the option that says publish. Remember, for this content to be available, you have to publish it. So we can say ICT useful tricks, as we had said earlier. So we can come and say publish. So we give it some time to publish. 44% is running. You have to be patient as it is accomplishing. After, then you have to click on the option that says refresh. So we have added our exercise onto our channel. So finally, we have published it. So that means that we can always get this content to our computer by using the token. That means that we are going to be able to get the token, then afterwards we shall import it to our computer after installing Kolibri Studio or software onto our computers. So we can use it, so we can use the code to import this content to our computer or other computers that we want to use. And whenever you publish an item or something to your channel, they will always send you an email. For example, if I come and open my email, this is here, and they're going to tell me, hello Henry, ICT Useful Tricks has finished publishing, and we have the token. We can as well get the token from here if we didn't get it from the other side. So that is it. And I think we are done with creating the exercise. So what we are going to do now is to install Kolibri Studio onto our computer. So remember, we are not having it right now. We are working online. So we want it to be installed onto our computer such that we can as well be able to use it offline. So what you're going to do, again, you're going to go to your browser. We can as well come and, by the way, let's sign out of this. Let's first sign out. So we can come back here onto our channels, then we click sign out. So now we have been signed out of our account. So if I come here and I type Kolibri Studio, so we are going to type Kolibri Studio just like that. We tap on it. We have to download. So we come to some options here. For example, click onto this option. And you give it some time to load, and having clicked on it, it will take you to that page where you can download your Kolibri Studio. So that means that you're going to click on the option that says download, and having downloaded it, it will go to your download section. Remember, I've already downloaded mine, so I'm not going to click on the option that says download. So after that, you're going to come and check into your download section. From to our computer and go to the download section, then look for that Kolibri. So I'm going to come to my programs, I'll open, then I'll double click onto my Kolibri software to start running. So I'll click on the setup for it to run. So I'll double click on it and give it some time to load. And having loaded, it is going to ask me whether, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Of course, I want it to load because I trust it. So I'll click on it, then I'll minimize this and continue with the installation. And first of all, they are going to ask me the language to use during the installation. Of course, I'm using English, but there are other languages that you can select from. So I'll come and select English, and they will ask you, you need to have Python 3.6 installed in order to run Kolibri. So we have to install it first. So I'll click on yes for it to start the installation. So you have to be a little bit patient for the Python to start running. As you're seeing, we have our Kolibri down here. It hasn't started running, or installing. You have to be patient. And finally, they're asking us where we are going to be installing the Kolibri. Finally, the Python has installed, and now we are onto this option where we are installing Kolibri. We are installing it onto Drive C under Program Files. So I'll come and click Next. Then of course I'll say Next, and I'll click Install. And I give it some time to start the installation as I'm being patient. So it is installing. You have to be a little bit patient and wait for it to finish. Finally, it is reaching the completion stage. You have to be patient and wait for it to finish. Our shortcut has been put onto our desktop here, as you're seeing, but we have to wait for it to finish completely. And they're telling us that setup wizard is complete copying files. This may take a while. Please wait. As they have told you, we are going to be waiting for it. So you have to be a little bit patient as the setup is copying all the required files to our computer. So we have to be patient. So finally, it has told us that completing the Kolibri setup wizard, and they're finally asking us click finish or exit setup. That means that we have to click finish. And remember, when you leave this one launch Kolibri ticked, that means that it is going to start Kolibri right away. You will not be needed to, or you will not be required to double click on the shortcut to open it. It's going to open right away. And remember, in the beginning I told you that Kolibri runs in the browser. Even if you are going to be using it offline, it will be running in the browser. So I will click the launch Kolibri for it to run. Then I will click on finish and give it some time to load, as we are seeing. So let's look at our notifications down here. They're telling us that it is running down here. As we wait for it, Kolibri is running. So we have to give it some good time and we have to be patient. So finally, it has opened in our browser without even us touching anything. You're seeing up here, it has opened in our browser, and this is the address that we are having, that it has given us. And they're telling us that please select the default language for Kolibri. Right now I'm using English, so it's the one I'm going to be selecting. But for your case, if I told you you need any other language, you can as well look through the other language or more languages. So I'll click continue for me to set up other options. And they're asking me here, how are you using Kolibri? For example, we have the first option that says a quick start. For example, for homeschooling, supplementary, individual learning, and others, you're going to use this quick start. And if you're using advanced setup, for example, for schools, educational programs, organizations, and other group learning settings, that will share the use of Kolibri. So it depends on anything that you feel you want. For example, if I'm going to install it at my school, I can as well say advanced. If it is at home, I'll say homeschooling. So let me say I'm going to be installing it at school. I'll click on that, then I'll click on advanced and say continue. And having clicked on that, they are going to ask me the device name. For example, I can call it, let's say, Machindie. I can call it Machindie SS, just like that. Then I can say continue. And having clicked on continue, they are telling me create or import facility. And they're telling us that a facility represents the location where you are installing Kolibri, such as a school, training center, or home. You can create a new facility or import an existing facility from another device on your network. So we are going to be creating a new facility because this is our first time. For what kind of learning environment is your facility? A facility is a location. For example, we have again looked at this. Of course, a school is a formal, so I'm going to click on formal. Then down here, they are going to ask facility name. This I can call it again Machindie. I can call it Machindie. I can call it Machindie computer. Okay, lab. Machindie lab. That is the facility name. So I can now click on continue. And after clicking on continue, they are also telling us that enable guest access. This allows anyone to view resources on Kolibri without needing to make an account. Of course, I'm going to do that here. I'm going to create a guest account such that everyone can view all the resources we have on the platform. So I will come and click continue. And having clicked continue, they're asking me, allow anyone to create their own learner account. No, I will not require them to create their own learner account. I'm going to be the admin. I'll be creating for them. So I will come and click continue. And having clicked continue, they're telling me to enable passwords on learner accounts. No, what if they forget them? They will not be able to log in. So I'm going to say no, learner account can sign in with just a username. Of course, I would say yes. And I continue. And having clicked that, they are telling me to create a super admin account. Who's going to be in charge of that facility? Of course, I'm going to be the one. I'll say, let's say Henry. Full name, Henry. Henry the computer guy. Henry the computer guy. And having done that, they want a username. Of course, I'll use only Henry. I'll create as Henry. I'll create it as Henry. As Henry. Then after that, I'll create my password. I'll retype the password to confirm. Then I'll come and say continue. And having done that, they are telling me that responsibilities as an administrator, they are telling us that if you are setting up Kolibri to be used by other users, you or someone you delegate will be responsible for protecting and managing the user accounts and personal information stored onto this device. I'll click finish. And having clicked finish, our setup is finally being put onto our computer, and they are giving us a welcome message onto the screen that welcome to Kolibri. The first thing you should do is import some resources from the channels tab. That means that we are going to be importing them. At the beginning, we don't have any channel. That means that we have to import the channels by using the import button. You see now I'm logged in as Henry. And remember, I'm the super admin. I can create accounts for the users. I can do anything that I feel I want onto the channel because I'm the super admin. So when we come to device here, it's where we have our channels, or it's where we can import our channels from. So when we come to the menu here, we also have other options. For example, the LAN. And under the LAN, it's where we are going to be looking at the channels we have imported. And when we come to the coach we have, they are telling us that view learners progress and class performance. We can even create a class and enroll the learners as a coach. Then down here we have the facility, which came as we have the facility, and under the facility we have the classes, we have the users, we have the settings and the data, as we are going to be looking at some of them. Then the device, we can go back, we can look at the profile, and again we can sign out. So now let's first of all go back to the device, and under the device is where we are going to be importing the channels from. So we have the option here that says import, and when you click on import, it will ask you where exactly do you want to import the channels from. I want to import the channels from either Calibre Studio that is online, you have a local network or internet, you have a touched drive or memory card. That means that on any of these three, you can as well be able to import channels to your device. And for my case, I'm going to be using the Calibre Studio online. You have to be connected to internet first of all to import the channels. Then afterwards, you will not require internet to use the resources on your device. So you can come and click on continue. And having clicked on continue, it is going to show you that it is loading all the channels You have to give it some time to load the channels. And finally, the channels are here. When you come down, you scroll through, these are some of the channels we have. Remember, we are importing these channels. We want these channels to come to our computer. So that means that we have to import them, then they can be accessed onto our computer. So you can look for any channel here that you feel you want to import and click on the select resource. So we can pass through this and look for any that we feel we want to use. Let's say Ubongo Kids. I can click on to that channel and I would say select resource. And having clicked on select resource, it is going to show you that it is generating the channel listings, and this could take some time. They are going to show you what is exactly there. The resources here, it is having 826, and the size it is having is 24 GB. Remember, everything you're going to import to your device will depend on the size that you're going to download. If the size is too big, it will take a lot of time. So we have to select a little. Remember, if you want to select all of them, you're going to click on select all. But if you want to pick a few, that means that it will depend even on the time you're going to be using. I can click on any of these. If I click on this, they're going to show me that this is 5 GB. If I click, let me deselect this, I click on this, it is 6 GB. If I click on to this again, it is now 6 GB. I think this is all big. So I'm going to pick a channel that is having a less storage. I'll look through. You have to select the one that is having less memory, such that we don't spend a lot of time here. Let me see, 33, how to get started with Kolibri. We can download this. Let's first of all select the resource and see the size it's having. And it is telling us that it is generating the channel listings. This could take a few minutes. And this one is having 62 resources and it is 517 MBs. But we can select some of them, not all of them. So if you click on select all, it is going to download everything. For example, if I come and select all, it will show you even the size. But I'm going to select a few. That means that I will click on any of that one that I feel I want. For example, I need English. I'll click on English and it is only 300 and what? 15 MBs. If I look at another one, let me see. If I come to France, 38 MB. If I look at another one, let's say this one is 90. Let me deselect this. I come to the last one, I check, it is 66. So let me take this one for, I deselect others, and I take this one that is actually having, let me select France. Let me select France here. So because it is having less memory, but for your case you'll be having your time, and you select everything that you want and give it the time that it can download. So after that, I will come and click on the option that says import, and they are telling us that it is having 12 resources and it is having specifically 38 MBs. You're seeing the progress, it is now 3%. So it depends on the size of the items in the channel. That means that the time it will take depends on the size that it is having. If it is having less content, it will take less time to be imported to your device. If it is having, let's say, much memory, then it will take a bigger time to put onto your device or download it to your device. So you give it time to finish or accomplish. And finally, it is completion. We are having the progress as 92%, 99%, and finally our channel has been imported. That channel has been imported to our device. So we can clear this or clear completed, just like that. And we come and look at the channels that we have. Back to channel, we click on channels. So we already now have the first channel that we are having as how to get started with Kolibri. That means that we have this one onto our device. So even if we have internet or not, we can as well use it onto our computers. So when we come back here on LAN, now we have an item there. I think that is the first channel we have imported to our device. And you also have some recommendations. For example, those ones that are actually being used, for example, you can look through them. It is just for illustration purposes. That's why I use the one with the less memory. But you can have your time and download anything that you feel you want. Then when we come back here onto our coach, Remember, they told us that the coach, we don't want to show this message again. Upgrade available, no, we don't want. So that means that under coach we have the classes, and you can view the learners progress and class performance. You can even create a class and enroll the learners. For example, when you click on it, it can take you to where you can create the class. For example, I want to create a, let's say I can call this one senior 1 or senior 2 south. Let me call it senior 2 south. That is one class, and I've created it. Then if you are wanted to add another one, let's say senior 2 north, just like that. So you can now click save. So we have 2 classes created. And if at all when we come to the users, you can as well be able to add new users to the platform. For example, I'm now Henry the computer guy as the super admin. I'm only one, but I want to add, let's say, another coach, let's say Roger. So I can come to new and I put the credentials for that person. For example, I want to put Kamara Rogers. Then I will put the username as Rogers. Then I will come, is this person a learner? So you have to choose the user type. This person is going to be let me first call this one a coach. That is it. But a coach requires a password to use the platform. So I will give that person, let's say, that is the password. I have to retype it again. Then I can as well click on, and they are telling us that the class coach can only instruct classes that they are assigned to. Then the facility coach can instruct all classes. That means that Roger can instruct all classes. Then I can pick that option, and this one's the date of birth. You can put them, and or the gender. Of course, this person is a male. Can say that. Then after, I'll save. So that user has been added. Let's add one user as Chiberu. For example, if I click on this, I would say Chiberu Hassan. And this person is going to be having a username as Chiberu. Then this user is going to be a learner. And for the learner, you don't require any password. And add other content. The gender, you can add. It's also a male. Then I can say that. So we have 3 users: the super admin, the facility coach, and the learner. So the learner, you notice that there is no word. So that person is always going to be a learner. So now when we come to the settings here, on the settings, we can come to the facility settings and make some configurations that we feel we want. Let's say Mass Change Lab. You can allow learners to edit their names. There are many items you can as well pick from. Allow learners to edit their full names. Allow learners to create accounts. Require passwords for learners. So you can make any modification of your choice. Then here we also have another option, that is data. Shows you all the summary of everything that you're having. When we come back here, onto the device, we have talked about the LAN, the coach, the facility, the device. We can also change the profile. We can as well sign out of our device. Even here we have some options. You can as well to look at the profile and make some modifications, change the language, and also sign out. That is it specifically that we had. If I told you had a token, you can as well use that token to import channels to your device. For example, when I come and click on import, they will tell you, of course, it will be the same procedure, and you click continue. And they will tell you import with a token. That means that you always have to be having the token and import all the channels that you want. And I remember showing you how you can get the token. You'll just have to put that token anywhere that you want. For example, when we come to the one that we had, let's open our email and look at our token. For example, we come to our Kolibri Studio as the email, then we have our token. So remember, we are now going to import using a token. So we are going to copy this token. Right click and copy. Then we come back to our browser, the one we have been using. Then then we import using a token. So we'll come and click on that, then we paste our token there. For example, Ctrl V for pasting and continue. It is going to help us to generate the channel listings the way we want, and it is showing us that we have 154 MBs, and remember that our channel was ICT useful tricks, so everything that was there in that channel is going to be brought. So we had the tricks for you, the documents, then the exercise. We'll come and select all of them, and having selected all of them, we come and import. You give it some time. So it is telling us here that the progress is having 4 resources, and they're all 154 MBs. So what we are doing is specifically getting that resource we put onto our Kolibri studio onto our machine that we are having. So you have to be a little bit patient as you wait for the channel to import your data or your channels using the token that we copied. So that means that I can always use that code and import this channel to all the computers in my computer lab, just the way I feel I want. But remember, if you're importing from a Kolibri studio, you'll always have to be having internet. If you're importing from a flash disk, that means that you don't need internet connection, because you already have the channels onto your flash disk or memory card. So you give it some time to load as we look at it. So finally, our progress is at 98% and finalizing with our importing of the channel. So finally, after importing the channel, you can click clear completed. Then we have to go back to the channel and we see. So now we have 2 channels onto our device. For example, how to get started with Kolibri. Remember, we downloaded this one from Kolibri Studio. Then we had our token. We have used it to get ICT useful tricks. I think we have looked at some of the options that we all wanted. When we come back to learn, actually you can see now we have the 2 channels we have imported, one with a token and one from Kolibri Studio. We also have the recommended. When we come back to our coach, we can look at that coach, and they will say that a coach can even view learners' progress and class performances. When we come to the option of the facility, we have seen how to create the classes, users, settings, and the data. Then finally, we can as well look at the device where we can import the channels from. For example, we have this option where you can use and import your channels by either using a token, or you can go to your flash disk, or from using from the Kolibri Studio. It depends on exactly what you want. So for the profile, you can as well look at the profile, and lastly, we are going to be signing out. Finally, we are signing out of Kolibri, and we are out of it. If at all you're new to my channel and you think this video has helped you out, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notification bell to always be notified whenever I upload a new video. So bye bye. I remain Henry, the computer guy.